Hey everybody, I'm Jason Garcia and this is Shutter Advanced. Thank you so much for dropping by. So I'm checking out stock photography websites. I'm out shooting a lot for my freelance. There's a lot of things I'm doing. I'm also on Instagram checking out cool stuff. And there's a lot of presets happening. There's a lot of cool things being created that, sort of show a certain look and feel, and doesn't matter if I'm using Mastin Labs or Preset Factory or Adobe's presets or On1's presets, which I love, by the way. But really, there's nothing I can latch onto that is my style. I try hard, but it's just not happening. So I kind of made my own. But these presets aren't for the whole package, the whole image. I'm using a preset for certain parts of what I want to achieve. So what I mean by that is I went out and shot a coffee shop a while ago, and to 20 of these photos, I'm opening them in Adobe Camera Raw. I'm using my preset on all of these photos, and then from there I'm adjusting individual pieces aside from the preset that I've put on them. I like to soften my blacks. I really want to make sure the depth is there. I like really rich colors, and I like my photos to be a little bit moody. So anyway, my preset covers a few things, and then I go from there. So let's just sort of check out what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's dive in here. I have 16 shots from a recent photo session at a coffee shop, and all the photos look fairly similar. There are a number that are a lot darker than the others, and I will have to treat those differently. But out of them all, and they all have a very similar f-stop, shutter speed, ISO, as you can see. But I'm going to use this particular one as my starting point. And the thing I like to do on a lot of my photos is I adjust the dehaze. That richens the midtones and really just gets me to a point of where I want to go. And then I have my highlights peaking, so I'm going to bring those down. Okay? And then I also like to adjust my curves. I add 3 points for the shadows, midtones, and highlights. And at this point down here at the bottom is where I adjust the softness of my blacks. And then I can make little fine tweaks here and there. Okay? And that's pretty much it. That's how I want this whole session to go. I'm going to save this setting as Cano Coffee New Preset. Boom. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have all these other photos that need similar adjustments. Okay. And I will select them all. And this is the one that I will be using this preset to. So we're going to say Cano Coffee. We're going to scroll down, new preset. Boom. And it adjusts every single photo off to the side. And my exposure needs to be edited, so I'm going to bring that up a little bit. There we go. That's what I like. And I'm going to roll through all these photos to see what they look like. Needs to be edited a little more. Ooh, looks really cool. Once again, looking good, looking great. So I can see what that preset has done to all these pieces. And I love what progress I've made in just a couple clicks. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what I can do now is I can edit each individual piece. This one's looking really, really cool. I'm just going to adjust the exposure just a bit. And I'm going for this moody look, so great. Up the vibrance up just a bit. Okay. I still see some of my highlights peaking there, so I'm going to bring that down. Looks beautiful. A little too bright for me, so I'll bring that down just slightly. looks good. Bring down my highlights just a little bit more. And I want to darken those shadows on this particular one. Nice. To me, this looks a little flat, so I think I'll probably have to edit a few things here in Photoshop and to make other pieces sort of jump out a little bit. So let's see what the highlights do on this piece. Yep. Bumped them up a little bit. Oh yeah. Loving this. Adjust my exposure. Bring down my highlights just a tiny bit. Love it. And then this one is its own beast. Adjust the exposure. Bring down those blacks. Those shadows. That's what I like. This one to me looks great. I might go in and adjust some of these shadows in Photoshop. It's looking a little flat, but for the most part, that's what I dig. And now this one I really like, but I feel this saucer has a little bit too many greens in there, so I'm gonna go into my HSL adjustments and I'm going to maybe adjust my aquas. Yes, as you can see, I don't like that aqua feel. Bring down the blues too. And then I'm going to go back and maybe adjust my dehaze just a little bit. There we go. That brings up my midtones and just richens it up quite a bit. I like this a lot. I feel it's a little too rich, so I'm actually going to bring my vibrance down. Bueno. Maybe my highlights, take that down just a bit. Great. Looking good, a little dark. Maybe bring this up a bit. Thank you. Cool, very, very cool. I want to bring down my shadows. Adjust dehaze just a little bit. Bring down the exposure slightly. I want it moody. Bring up the vibrance. And then the last photo, looking cool. Bring those highlights down. Yep. And then bring the exposure down just a bit. That's it for me. So as you can see, all my photos have a similar look and feel. Ready to send to the client, ready to put on my website, ready to do whatever I need from here. And that's pretty much it. If I'm going to output these as JPEGs, when the files are open, you can basically click Open Image, and that opens it in Photoshop. You can save as, etc., etc. That's it. So hopefully this has shown what you might want to do as well. You might want to craft something that takes care of part of the process, part of your final product. And then you can just go to it all the time. You know, I like to do this, this, and this. And my preset does that. And then from there, I can make the final tweaks. There are a lot of YouTube videos out there right now that say the same thing, but I kind of wanted to show you exactly what that means for me and how you can, you know, apply the same process and just achieve really cool stuff and sort of knock some time off of it and allow you to take advantage of time. And yeah, so anyway, let's get out and about when you're here in Japan. Come on to Tokyo, let's roam the streets, and then we can talk presets and why you love them and hate them, or, you know, let me know down below what you think is good for you and why. All right, so thanks a lot for dropping by.